You're listening to Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant.
Marcus and Jessica Trufant. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Okay. What's up, brother? What's up?
We're good.
Much.
How are you, Kel?
I'm present. I'm all right.
Present.
Things been good, though?
Things are well.
Heard you at the last day of school.
Yes.
Homeschool.
Yes, you guys. I did it.
Yeah.
I am fucking done.
Very good job.
I'll never do it again. It was a learning experience. Yes.
Yeah.
There were highs and lows. I mean, we'll have memories for a lifetime, but yeah, no.
It doesn't make you want to go get your teaching certificate?
No, hell no. It actually makes me like kids a little less.
Jeez.
Teachers are saints. I don't know how they do it.
They're angels. They're angels.
I substitute maybe, 1.5 times?
I think
during
you
this?
substituted twice.
Yeah.
2 or 3
tough.
times.
It is tough.
And I wrote down like a full write out of like everything and the activities, and I had the papers like stapled, and in the blue is, so yeah. It was real life.
I dressed up too. Put on
Wear a blazer and stuff?
Collar and
he did.
tuck my shirt in.
And glasses.
Yeah, and glasses.
Fake glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember having a couple teachers growing up that we made cry. Did you guys ever have a teacher you made cry growing up? We made Miss Cliver cry. She used to bawl her eyes out.
That's not good.
Let a bunch of 5th graders just push you to the edge.
Yeah, that's the age where you do a lot of edge pushing. Is 5th and 6th grade. When those hormones are kicking in and you're like, you're mad at the world. Yeah. You make a teacher cry.
I came from a school, somebody attacked the teacher.
Jeez.
And like, they were like kind of swinging around. They had each other by shirts. And if I remember, it was a woman and a boy.
What was going on in that kid's home, I wonder?
I'm not sure, but
doesn't sound good.
Good old Tacoma.
I know, nothing good.
Nothing good at all. Well, speaking of badass children, we're going to talk today about child discipline. Wasn't that a great segue?
Perfection. That was smooth. That was smooth, brother.
Hey, man. That's why I do this. Okay, so we're going to talk about...
Maybe we should warn people that what we talk about are our opinions, and what we do, it is not gospel. You do not have to do it. You can be against it. Keep it to yourself.
That's
kind of like
true.
They say, on Law and Order, this could be fictional.
Disclaimer.
If it lines up with a true story, that doesn't mean we're talking about us or you per se. If that made any sense, but maybe not. Well, let's get to it, Kel.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about disciplining kids, especially like the difference between disciplining boys and girls. So my first question for you guys, growing up, either one of you can go first, but who did the disciplining in your house? Was it your mom or was it your dad? Was it your mom? Was it your dad? Who had the gavel?
It was my mother.
Yeah?
She was crazy. Just saying.
Okay.
What?
For me, it was mom too. Pops was pretty laid back, pretty chill. Hence his name, Chill. I mean, that's what we call him, Papa Chill. So he was always cool and always chilling. But he demanded respect, of course, but wasn't so much into the details like moms.
Right.
They're still that way. Room must look like this. Dishes and stuff must look like this. You must act and look like this while you're at choir rehearsal or in church.
Right.
You know,
my mom wanted to control everything, and when it was out of her control, it was slap, slap, slap. But yeah, controlling my every move. Seriously.
I didn't necessarily feel controlled. I didn't feel controlled.
I was controlled.
Just the details.
I think
behind bars.
I think that's a
prison.
I don't know if like the control thing. I honestly like, and I don't want to like throw people under all one umbrella, but I think that's like the Catholic thing because my mom was kind of like that, and I was not going for it.
Right. I think there's a little bit of a religious element to it.
A little bit. I think a little bit.
And,
obey thy mother, thy father.
Right. Or else you can like...
That's across the board, though. I knew people that went through that, too. I knew a couple of preachers' kids and stuff like that. It was a little bit different for them, but...
But then we're also... the wildest ones.
The preacher's kids are always the worst kids.
Because when you exert that type of control, as soon as we have a taste of freedom, and even if we don't have freedom, we get it somehow.
You show out. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. Who does the discipline with you guys as kids? Is that you, Jess? Is it you, Marcus? Do you guys split the discipline? Like,
well, I feel like I'm continuously disciplining the kids. I'm the bad guy. The kids are mad at me. But there are times when he steps in and he literally taunts the kids.
Conversational.
That's his form of discipline, pretty much.
Conversational. I'm not I don't hit the kids.
right.
So a conversation, if you think that you can outdo me in a battle of wits, we can go back and forth. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna, yell and scream at you. I'm not gonna dog cuss you.
Right.
But let's go back and forth. And I know that makes them more upset. I'm saying it in a,
He pokes
conversational voice. I'm going back and forth, but I want to get my point across.
Does it make them more frustrated because you're so calm?
I think
when
so.
You do it?
I think so.
Yeah, so it's almost like kind of antagonizing.
A little bit.
I don't even want to hear him talk a lot of the time. Seriously. They're like, oh, God, Dad, no. Seriously, like that.
Yeah.
But we I think it's split down the middle, but like we said, Jess was spending more time with them during the homeschool and like had more hands-on time with them. So
literally wanted to put hands on
right.
them.
So it's going to be different.
Right.
Right.
But we come together when we need to.
Right.
So what would you say is then the differences between how you both discipline? You're calm, kind of more like verbally,
right,
like verbal tennis,
right,
and you're like shut up and listen and just kind of shut it down. Like,
no, I think I'm pretty lenient. I think I listen. I think I'm more relaxed when I deal with them. Not in all situations, but in some situations, I really am proud of myself because how I was raised, I could like repeat that and go psycho. But sorry, no, not like that. I love you, Mom. She didn't go psycho.
Yikes. Shout out to Gigi.
Gigi, the family performer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's the performer in the family.
Just sometimes.
Every family has one.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so with that said, do you guys believe in spankings and whoopings and stuff like that? Do you believe in that?
I mean, I
do.
got him.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's if people want to do it, I think it's just your flavor of parenting. If that's what you want to do, if that's how you get down. I personally, especially when I had girls, I felt like I did not want to set a standard of them getting hit by a male. So after they reached a certain age, I was a paranoid parent as a young, as my kids were young.
Yes,
And
you still are.
I get that from my parents. I don't want to see you get hurt. So if you're getting like not listening and you're getting close to the edge where you could bust your head open or you're going to do this or you could drown or choke or do stuff like that, that's where the little pats and the swats came as babies. But as they got older and they could understand and we could have conversations, that's where the conversation piece.
Right.
Yeah, I don't believe in spankings and whoopings.
Okay.
I don't believe in it. I feel like, especially with, and this is my own personal beliefs, but especially with little kids, it's like, it's a little kid. If I can't use my words on a 5-year-old and I let a 5-year-old push me to the edge where like I can't control myself, there's something wrong with me.
And you know what though?
They're kids. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to drop stuff and break stuff. They're going to spill things. They're going to do things that they're not supposed to do. So it is your job to control yourself because at that age, they have very little self-control, self-awareness. They don't quite get it.
Question though, is there a difference, or there is a difference, I believe, in angry spankings and spankings to teach? I know that may sound silly, but if you're angry and you're going in, but if you're like,
most parents spank out of anger though.
I know, but you shouldn't. I don't believe you should do that either.
Control yourself.
Yeah, right.
My thing is
teachable.
So for
moments.
me, it goes a little deeper because like just how I was raised and like just my knowledge of Black history and whooping your kids, especially in the Black community, that shit goes back to slavery.
Right.
So like, you know, it's an inherited thing that's been passed down, and I just feel like the way to break that cycle is finding other ways to discipline your kids, not having to put their hands on them. Because like I remember growing up, I had some friends who parents used to just beat their ass, you know, and
so did I.
You know, and
I didn't get spankings as a kid. I didn't.
Yeah, I got spanked. I got spankings.
I didn't.
God damn,
I got
was always getting.
my mom used to get so mad and used to, you know, spank me or whatever. But like, and sometimes, I definitely had it coming. But it's just when I think back of, you know, the whipping pole and slaves on the whipping pole and having to emasculate the biggest and strongest slave to scare the other slaves and break people down. Like I don't want to put that kind of type of fear in my kid's head.
Right.
Because I had a buddy of mine one time tell me, he's like, hey man, he goes, you ever think about when we got disciplined by our parents, like, you know, getting spanking, like when you think about it now, how it was literally like borderline like abusive, and some of the things that they would say was borderline just verbally abusive, and then you think about it like as an adult and you process it and you're like, whoa, you're right, you know, and maybe that's part of the reason why I think the way I think and
trauma,
some of the choices that I make. I mean, Black people, you know, we carry PTSD. You carry the stress of your ancestors because that is what you come from, right? So that stuff gets passed down. People say, why are Black people so aggressive and why are we so? Well, yeah, we have PTSD as a group of as a people. We do, straight up, you know.
Right.
So that's part of the reasons why for spankings for me, like I try to not go there and I try to find other ways. And I know there's probably parents out there like, oh well, these new young parents try to talk with their kids and
don't do that.
Yeah. Don't do that little Don't do that little Billy. Go stand in the corner. But it's like, hey man, like I don't want my kid to fear me. Right. Like you want your kid to
respect you, but not to fear you.
Exactly.
Right. So yeah. Because there are times when spanking your child can do more harm than help.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
Maybe not in all cases, but in some of them, especially when you're, I don't know, if you're spanking them from a young age into like their teenage years, I can't really reconcile that.
Yeah, it's like, especially like, let's say a parent,
like your kid is that bad,
right?
And what's the science behind it too? At what age do
you stop spanking?
Or no, do kids start to
now, at what age
internalize the borderline abuse?
At a young age,
I think at the very beginning,
I'm going to call 911 or I'm going to call CPS.
Yeah,
that's when you know.
I think true. It's at a very young age, even if they're not vocal about it, because it becomes almost like a subconscious thing.
Do you threaten with
Threaten to whoop my kid?
Yeah.
No.
Right. Well, I'm a big threatener, but I never follow through, right? I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that if you don't do this. But you know.
And my thing with parents that are continually spanking their kids, if they're still doing the same things, that's the definition of insanity.
Right.
It's not working.
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Does it make you feel good? It does.
I know.
When they're angry, it makes them feel good to see them hurt. When you're hurt, you want to hurt somebody.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. No, you shouldn't spank out of anger. I mean, is that like fair to say? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
I know you're angry because the kid isn't doing
the
right.
But between teaching a lesson and
anger. I mean, you have parents who like they come home from work, they had a long day, they had a bad day, and the last thing they want to deal with is their kid, you know, pissing them off, and they end up spanking them, and what they're actually doing is taking out that frustration from work on their kid. It's like, hold on.
Misplaced anger.
Exactly, misplaced anger. Go whoop the cat at your job's ass that pissed you off. Don't take that out on your kid.
And then ain't nobody eating in the house if you do that.
Well, you know what? Yeah. That's when the people do take it out on their jobs, and that's when they're coming in with AK-47s and shooting the boss and everybody.
That's true too.
Everybody needs a release.
Everyone needs a release.
You hit the heavy bag or you go
yoga,
Stop at the
meditate,
watering hole.
Smoke some weed, take some Xanax.
do something.
I don't know. Do whatever.
I just think as an adult, like especially as adults, if your 6 or 7 year old is really is even able to push you to that place,
Right.
There's some self work you need to do.
Right.
Like you need to work on some stuff. So it leads into my next question for you guys: how hard is it to discipline girls? Since you guys have 4 girls and 1 boy,
Right.
is it almost like you kind of have to be a little more strategic? Because like you said earlier, like you don't want to give this example to your girls of a man hitting a girl.
Right.
So like I can see, and I have a daughter now myself.
Right.
So it's like, how difficult is it to like, and then like, girls are more emotional.
Right.
And like, you guys have to like kind of like maneuver a different way? Like how do you go about that? And that's an honest, like I really need an answer to that. That's an honest to God question because I really would like to know personally.
It's not about how you discipline them. It's about how they are and how you have to, it's about how they are.
Okay.
Because I think we discipline all of them pretty much the same. We don't discipline Cash differently than we would the girls. But when they reach a certain age, as in like premenstrual, menstrual age.
Yikes.
Parents out there.
Not looking forward to that.
Your little 5-year-old, 6-year-old girl is going to turn into a raging, I'm not going to say.
Hormonal young lady.
I'm not going to say it because Marcus gets mad when I say bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what they are. Like when I would come down to homeschool, one of my girls, she shall remain nameless, I could immediately tell when she's getting ready to start her cycle. And I knew it was going to be like a fight. So, I have to gear up and get mentally prepared. As soon as I walk down, and I'm like, okay. So then I'll say something to her. Why do I have to, what is all this? So I simply say, do you want me to talk to you like this? Well, then don't do that to me. So
yeah,
that's kind of how I discipline them. And I would do the same for Cash. I mean, it's the same. I think. I don't know. Is there a difference?
I don't think so. And what I will say about the...
I just went off on a tangent.
I don't know if I should really get into the premenstrual stuff. I'm probably going to catch
some heat for that.
Yeah.
No, you will catch heat. You will
catch a little heat because what
fire.
I say to Jess and what I'm trying to explain, because she tells me to, and I try to give the girls grace as they go through their time, but the world's not so much going to give you that grace if you're out in the workforce or if you're doing certain things. There's not a safe place to be like, okay, you're having a hard time at this point of the month, so I need to back off.
The world's not going to stop for you.
It should be like that.
I know, but it's not.
It should, but
it's not.
We should have a week off work.
So that's what I kind of try
during that time, so we can get our lives.
I think we've talked about this before.
I think we have.
So.
You have to find a way. Maybe that's insensitive to.
It's not insensitive, Marcus, but right now at their age and them just being in that stage, they don't even understand what's going on.
True.
As women, we know better. We know we're being a bitch. We understand. We know that we want to purposely knock the shit out of somebody and say it was an accident. I don't know. Cuss the store clerk out just because. Yes, but our girls, they don't really understand what they're even doing, their emotions right now.
Right.
And so they're
but
just
I would
like
say overall the discipline is the same in our household.
Yeah.
We demand certain things, certain respect. I'm not going to let Cassius talk to his mom or do certain things in a certain way, and I'm not going to let any of our daughters do that because there's a certain respect that is demanded and must be upheld in this home. That's just that's just the way it is.
right. But I
don't care what you're going through, though.
Right.
Aside from gender, you do have to kind of discipline every kid a little bit differently. if that makes sense.
Some are more sensitive than others.
Right. Some are more sensitive than others, and what works with one doesn't necessarily work with the other.
Right.
But has nothing to do with boy girl. It's just kind of they're different.
So because as a man, I don't know this. When do women reach a point, or young girls reach a point where there is kind of a realization of like, oh gosh, like I'm starting my cycle, I'm feeling emotional. How do I handle and take care of these emotions? Like when does that, I guess, like clarity come? Is it like
it doesn't.
Late teens, or like when you're in your 20s, when you're kind of like I know I'm starting my period, I know I'm about to be mean.
Right. Well, either they figure it out, trial and error, or for me, I talk to my girls about it. And I tell them that this is why you're feeling this way 9 times out of 10, and why you guys both attacked me twice in 1 week. It is because of, that's how it is. Your hormones, you're premenstrual, you're ramped up, everything's in high gear. So if you explain it to them at an early age, they'll understand, and they'll be able to catch it and know, this is why I'm so emotional or angry.
And the thing is, in this household, to be able to realize, to be able to have these tough conversations, and, parents be like, no, you don't do that, to come back and apologize. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to go through these type of feelings, to lash out and do this stuff. But after you calm down and you collect yourself, be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. It's okay to come back to apologize. I make the kids come back and apologize sometime. They at times be like, can you tell mommy I'm sorry? Nope. You come back into the room and you tell her yourself.
My daughter came into the room after she did something. She pissed me off to the next level. We're disciplining her, basically talking to her in the room. And Marcus is like, say sorry to your mom. And I'm like, I don't want her apology. It's not going to be genuine. No. And Marcus is like, say sorry to your mom. And she's like, sorry. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, get out.
Jess, you can't do that.
Oh,
but
yes, I can. After the text message I received.
Oh, was it like that?
Oh, it was like that.
Oh.
I'm like, well,
but it's a kid.
You got me fucked up.
But it's a kid, though.
Well, I started with, you're lucky I don't slap the fuck out of you, right?
Well, shit, okay.
I had to get that out because I was premenstrual as well.
Oh, okay.
So, we're all kind of we're all in the same little bubble together, right? And we're around each other all the time.
Right.
So that was my first thing. I should slap the fuck out of you, but I'm not. So let's talk about this because it was very disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I'm not a hypocrite, and I don't need to worry about myself.
Did you ask her the question? This is the question I would have asked is, what made you think that it was okay to talk to me like that? Did you ask her that?
Didn't we ask her that?
Did you ask that?
What I said was, there's a lot of black kids out there that if they did anything close to what you did, it'd be a different type of situation. So you need to let's understand what's going on here. This isn't one of your friends. I know that's cliche for black people. I'm not one of your little friends.
One of your little friends.
Yeah.
I am your friend.
I know, but not like that though. So
your motherfucking mom.
We are not that we're lax, but we allow a certain level of communication to go on, right? But don't get that confused with thinking you can just say anything and do anything.
You want, though.
Right.
There is a line there. So we kind of went in and made her understand, and then it's like, okay, and now I feel really bad and all that kind of stuff.
She did not feel bad. The only reason why she felt bad is because we dug in her ass about it. She would have continued that funky ass
sometimes
attitude.
That's what it takes.
And stood by her jacked up text message.
But I mean, maybe it did take for you guys to dig in for her to actually realize,
to make her aware,
like,
right?
Make her aware, like, damn, like, all right, mom, I'm sorry.
Right. We'll see what happens next month.
Right. So, because I think we kind of touched on this, but so let's say your daughter does something wrong and your son does the exact same thing. You discipline them exactly the same, or is there a difference? of how you would discipline them?
Well, there's favoritism.
Is there?
It's like, just kidding.
No. I was like, jeez.
No. But, okay, they're different ages, right?
Right.
So
Maturity levels.
and maturity levels.
Ages,
right?
because the two youngest are pretty close in age, but they're very different in.
Yes, you're right.
So let's say the two
Maturity.
youngest, because since they're the closest
Yeah.
in age, would there be a difference in disciplining the two? Is one more sensitive than the other? Is Cash more sensitive?
Well, Cassidy is crazy. So
Don't call her crazy.
Am I lying?
She can
be a little emotional.
she's a little emotional. She can be a little stubborn, but
You can't call her.
Stubborn.
But you can't call her crazy though, because you don't want her growing up believing and thinking that she's crazy.
I don't say it to her face. I'm just saying it to you guys.
right.
Just to let you guys know.
But I think that we expect more from her, I guess, than we do
Not
from
really.
Cash, because
Well, a
he's
little bit.
looked at as the baby.
Right,
And you
that's
know what
what
I'm
I'm saying.
saying? But they're
He's
kind
the
of getting
baby.
out of that though. But he doesn't.
He can do no wrong.
He can do wrong.
But here's the thing though.
She got a soft spot.
I was gonna
for the
say,
little guy.
is he at an age now where like he's aware of that and he knows that, and he's kind of maybe like will start taking advantage of that?
He is very nonchalant as far as his cleanup. I looked under his bed the other day. There's like 10 chocolate milk cartons under his bed, right? And I continuously, I know, yuck, right? I continuously tell him,
And he drinks them warm.
put
Okay,
these
go ahead.
away, put these chocolate milks away, and you got to clean up, and you got to do what you got to do. But he just doesn't care. So that's where the threats come. Cash, if you don't do this, I'm not going to give you no more, and you can't do this. But I, as a parent, I need to stop throwing out these false threats, or these false.
Right.
I need to start
These
following
empty
up. So
promises.
today, I start to follow through.
Maybe you should just hit him with this one, because I've done this with my son. Of like, you have this food in your room and this stuff in your room. You want bugs to be crawling on you in your room?
Do you know they don't give a good
Yeah.
goddamn about that?
Really?
Yes. Or like Kennedy, no, there's not. Bugs aren't going to do that. That's not realistic, Mom.
That's not true. Yeah.
That's not
Really?
true. Yeah. And I'm sure she passes that shit down to her siblings.
I mean,
Don't
stuff
listen
over
when
here.
they say that. Don't listen.
Stuff. I mean, we outnumbered, bro.
They're
Yeah, you
liars.
guys are outnumbered. Yeah, for sure.
Right. So a lot of the time, since we're outnumbered, we kind of give up. I'm just
Throw in the
saying.
towel.
We do. We kind of give up. We're like, oh, fuck.
Fuck it.
They're just never going to do, like, fuck it. Fuck. Sometimes it's like that. I'm like, I'm going to bed. I don't even give a shit anymore. Just go ahead, tear everything up. Don't listen. I'm out of here.
Today we
What am I
start
going
though.
to do? Whoop everybody's ass?
After
No.
this show, I'm motivated. Today we
Oh,
start.
God. Here we go.
Today we start to follow
Or
through.
he's a one-day guy. He'll do it for one day, and then it's like it vanishes.
Go in for a full day.
You got to keep that.
Have the kids doing
consistency.
wall
Has to be
sits and
consistent.
push-ups and
that's
doing
one
all
thing
types of.
we're not consistent.
It's tough though. It's tough.
You know what I saw on Instagram today with Lil Boosie? What he did to his kids?
I did see that.
Yeah,
What he did?
how he disciplined his kids. So people would come over to their house, and his kids would like pour water on people, and like it pissed Bootsy off. So you know what he made his kids do? And he has that big estate down in Atlanta. He makes his kids walk the fence line of his
And it's
entire
like 100
house
degrees out there.
for
Gotta
5 hours.
Shit.
He's like
walk
yeah.
the line, or what do you say? Walk the line.
He goes, I got them walking the fence for 5 hours out in the heat. Ain't nobody gonna be pouring water on nobody in my house no more when you come over. Like, and
So is he watching them the entire 5 hours? That's the thing.
Yeah, but like they're just walking this. He's like, when you come to my estate,
Yeah.
and he has them like walking the fence line. Now, 5 hours, that's a lot. My thing
Is it?
It is a bit extreme.
in the Atlanta sun and the Atlanta humidity of Georgia?
They might be immune to that. Right?
Sometimes
So-
you just don't have to do all of that
It's a little extra.
in order for them to work and for it to work and for them to listen. You just really
You got to say
don't.
the right stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer.
You
of that.
don't. I mean, our kids do crazy shit, and yeah, this
they're
one
good
mouthed
kids.
off, but
Right.
they're kids, and they're good. They're good kids. Even when we say you're bad, they're good.
I mean, your kids
They're
aren't your kids ain't pouring buckets of water on people though when they come
If
visit
they
your house.
could, they would.
They know better
Maybe.
than that.
Yeah,
though.
Maybe
that's
the
home training right
youngest.
there.
Yeah.
Maybe the youngest 3. The older 2, no. But yeah.
Do you guys ever have to discipline Kimora? Was there ever any time did you ever have to
Yeah,
discipline
sure.
her?
All of them. All of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
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 Have to
Yeah.
discipline all of them.
Is Kenny the worst?
She's just a different kind of worse.
Everybody has their time. In my eyes,
She's
everybody.
like mischievous and messy and like not aware of what's going on and what she should and shouldn't be doing. And then when you make her aware, she's like, well, I didn't like that. So yeah, no, she's definitely.
She's her mom.
It's-
I'll just say that. So that's and we'll leave it at that.
She's
but
And you know the funny thing
she's a mother's child.
is he has a soft spot for her.
Aww.
so,
Because I am continually getting in her ass because she is so much like me and it irritates me to see myself. And then you got this guy who comes and is like, oh, well, and she's texting him, Daddy, can I? Wait a minute, you've got 2 parents.
don't tell your mom. Don't tell your mom.
Right.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
Right. So, yeah, but
Does it seem like in families that the middle child always kind of gets the grunt of everything? And the reason why I say that is because I'm technically the middle child.
middle children are weird.
Middle child syndrome. What?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You
It's
guys are
like
different.
my older sister, me, and then my younger brother and sister. Well, they're twins, so we
Right.
consider them one.
Oh,
And there's-
wow.
Yeah, and like
That's
they're,
not right.
They're the 2 for 1, and
right.
then like I'm just like kind of floating in limbo, and my older sister's like 7 years older than me, so
Right.
she's had a completely separate life before
Yeah.
I was even born, and then there's just like me, And I always feel like the middle child always kind of, you
kinda-
kind of get the grunt of shit,
I don't know.
Little neglect, little.
Absolutely,
Black-
because it's like
little black
your
sheep.
oldest is that's my oldest, and then I got my babies, and then it's
Yeah.
And then it's
you that kind of just like showed up here.
I don't think we do that though. We have an odd number. So what is?
right.
But
Kenny's the middle child.
Well, Kenny and Kimora are both in the middle, but Kimora is true. She acts like a true middle child.
Kamar does.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it's. Well, yeah, I mean,
Carmen,
Kimora,
You guys can't even figure it out.
And then the
See?
two- then
Well,
the
it's
two
an
youngest.
odd number.
There is
so-
no middle child.
Or you can say.
There is a middle. Kenny's the middle child. You have 2 on one side and 2
You
on the
can
other side, and then
say-
Kenny's in the middle.
Right.
She's the middle child. Kenny's the middle child.
Well,
Yeah.
we say
Out of
it's
5
middle.
kids,
Right.
she's the middle child. I was about to give people the
No,
finger.
I'm
I was
like,
well,
what-
these 2 and
What kind of signs am I doing? Right. Am I doing the shocker? What the fuck is going on right now?
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
I feel like we do a good job though of giving each one of our kids the time
The
and
proper
energy,
discipline.
or yeah,
Right.
and even the discipline, but all the way across the board. It's a lot of work, and like you said, we throw in the towel on a lot of stuff because we have to
It's not worth it.
be able to cut our time up to make sure we can get to each one of these kids, right? And we
Right.
can't just fight nonstop and just
It's
continue to
not
go.
worth our
So,
sanity. Like, God.
so sometimes we do just, all right, cool, just all right, go,
Right.
stop and go. I don't want to see you.
Right.
Don't talk to me. It's gonna be weird for a couple hours. But I'm a guy, and I want to get through it. I want to get over it, and that's with anything. If I'm mad at the kids, if I'm mad at the wife, or she's mad at me, I want to, move past it if possible.
Right.
As soon as possible.
Right.
But it doesn't always work that way. So, hey,
Well, this was an interesting conversation.
I think so. It was good though.
I learned some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your
Yes.
oldest is how old?
5.
Okay, and your youngest?
22
Okay, yeah.
months.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
22 years old. No, but like I said, this is our opinion, and this is from our
Right.
experience.
Subjective.
Right. It's subjective. It's not objective. So if you object, like I said, keep it to yourself.
Stop whipping your kids. You're better than that.
Or whip him and see if that produces a different
Or try
result.
both.
I don't know.
Experiment a little bit. And man, see what works best.
Like our
Trial and error.
conversation, sometimes little Timmy, who's going around with the AK-47 shooting everybody up, probably did need his ass whooped on a continual basis.
That's what
Not,
I'm saying.
oh, Timmy, just go into timeout. No, Timmy, come get this come catch this ass
Come catch
whooping.
these hands.
Yeah, because I think kids like little Timmy just was never disciplined in general. There was just never any
Probably.
discipline.
Right.
So it's not necessarily that he needs
little
his
Timmy,
ass
just
whooped.
get away from me.
It's just, oh, well, you know how Timmy is. Boys be boys. It's like, no,
Right.
like you need to check
Right.
that shit. So it's just how you go about it and just the method of your madness. And,
Right.
you know, each kid you got to deal with accordingly.
Right.
You know,
Totally.
Kids are different. So,
Yeah.
well, this is a good episode, y'all.
Yeah.
Very good.
This is good. This
I
is
enjoyed
good.
it.
You enjoyed it. Okay. All right. Good to know. Well, good to know that I'm not going to have any more kids because I don't want to get outnumbered because I don't want to
I
throw
know.
in the towel and give
Don't
up.
do it.
I don't want to
because
be
when
like,
they
damn it.
gang together, when we're trying to discipline them, it's hard.
It's hard.
It is hard because they protect each other. So
Ooh.
it is hard.
Literally a gang. Yeah.
Right. Why did you do that to her? First of all, yeah.
Oh, they come to they go to bat for each other.
It was Attack Mom Week, and they were going to bat for their sister, and I'm like,
I started to jump in too. Maybe I did kind of jump in too.
you did not. You were nowhere near.
No, I'm saying on the kids' side. I think I jumped in on their side, and we all kind of.
Right, and then that's
Everybody
not good.
turned on mom.
That's not good for anybody.
See, I got to tread lightly and make sure that I'm like, okay,
Eggshells.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Walk on
you
it.
got to sleep next to her.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Because the door has to close eventually, and it's just me and her. So I got to make sure I'm good.
Oh shit! Truly unruly. I forgot what number episode this is. I think we're
28.
Is it 27 or 28? I don't know.
28.
It'll say in the description.
Come on, Dylan.
But
He did it.
of course, watch us, the visual on YouTube. Just subscribe to Marcus Trufant's page to watch us. You can, of course, listen to us on all of the major streaming platforms. And, of course, catch us every Sunday on the Converge Network. Follow Marcus_Trufant on Instagram. Follow Jessica_Trufant on IG. I'm Media Kells on IG. And, yeah, y'all. Till next time, right?
Yep.
Till next
All right.
time.
Peace and love, y'all. Holla. Don't whip your kids.